Good day, guys. My name is Kamil Agboola. Just here to talk about Amorphati. So before I joined Amorphati, I've had an issue in a while of not being in control of my life. I know what I want to achieve. I know I want to do it, but I just feel like, oh, there's no control. I don't have a direction how to get there, what to do. So those were the thoughts I've always had, and in the process, it made me think and overthink all the time, and sometimes I don't get to do like actions I'm meant to. So after some time, I saw the ad for Amofati. I've been following more for some time now, and I just saw like you're trying to create community, and I'm like, it's not a bad idea. I could try this. I could decide to do this. So I joined, and it was nice at first. It was first places a place that I didn't even know what I was gonna expect. I was just like, oh, I needed a community or something to just keep me going. So we read like three books. We're on our third book now, and I realized I was always finishing. I was reading my books daily, and one of the things that stood out was the fact that I was always like reflecting on the books and each chapter. It made it make sense for us, and that was one of the things that made a whole lot of sense for me. It worked because I started to read before I take longer to read. But after this time, I started to read more and I started to get better with reading. I finished three books in 3 months. I've never done that before. And I have a couple books I've always wanted to read. So that made sense. So after some time, I think one of the most important thing is, like I said, the reflection always also made like a very big change because what I was reading, I was writing and I was not going to implement in it. That was a switch for me. And also, I think one time I had a master class with more teaching storytelling. That's changed for me. I've always known a good story would always sell, but like the session made sense for me. It made me know how to articulate like my words better to tell a proper story, how to structure a proper story to sell, or to at least even explain something to people in a better way. So I did that, and also most overconfidence 101 when it was released to me in the group. It was really nice because after it felt like a reward, and the from the first episode it was like, oh, you have to take control of your life. And if you remember, that's one of the things that was hard for me to do. So I had to like find a way around it to make it work. So the and in all of this I was able to finish like project I started. Like I was able to read, if you remember, like able to finish like read two books from beginning to the end consistently. And another thing I think made sense for me was I stopped doing extra things before. Like I was like, I'm just going to let it work. But I'm used to doing that. Most of the things that I started to do, I knew how to do and it was inside of me. I started to put in more effort to do it. I had to implement storytelling in even ordinary trying to explain something to my friends and everything. And everybody realized there was a difference. I became a more active and proactive person. Normally I'm active and all of that, but like because of the time I took off, it stressed me a lot, so I was down. But like when I joined the group, it was like I was in a family place. They were like everybody was always pushing, everybody was always trying to get their things done, and I could see people testimonies sometimes on, oh, because I did this and how we put this in place, I've been able to do this. So there was a shift and it made the growth make sense. So one of the things I'm going to say is if you are going to be joining this space, just know that it's not child's play. It's not where you be getting daily motivation. Oh, you must do, you can know. We actually do. We actually do. There are tasks you have to do every day, and you have to report. You even get kicked out. We have jail. You get kicked out sometimes if you don't do your stuff after sometimes that's morning. And they always also like the community behind it also like keeps in check. They're like, oh, you have to do this. They'll drop you a message. Have you done this? Why have you not done this? So like there's a checkup, which makes you more accountable. We also have accountability partners. So this is like somewhere I recommend for anybody to like spend like the next 3 months of their life, and if you pay attention and actually follow through, you see like changes like definitely because you read books that are like helpful. You also know yourself one way or the other. You be reflecting on what you understand from the chapters and how you're planning to implement what you've learned also, which makes a lot of sense. And one thing that was very important was there's a partner reflection where you write what you want to release. As small as that is, it was very helpful and very, very, very important because also I procrastinate a lot and it made me get better. Like I was like, oh, I have to get this plan together. So yeah, it's really a good community to join, and I hope to see you guys in the next court. Thank you, adios. Bye.